I just want to drop in here really quick and address some common questions. So doing discovery calls with people that have followed for a long time, haven't been in the shift, haven't bought Mostrability, haven't bought the student guide, and have a lot of questions and kind of misunderstandings about how the shift works. So question number one, or misunderstanding number one, is when can I get in? So registration is always open. So there aren't cohorts. We're not waiting for a group of people to register and then we shut that down and then it's shut down until we do another cohort. It's always open. I am getting lab weekends scheduled 2 to 3 months out. So when you do jump in, I can give you dates to start looking at for lab weekend, but you don't need to wait for some special time or special window to open a register. Registration is always open. When can I do lab weekend, or when should I do lab weekend? So you should be doing lab weekend somewhere between 2 and 4 months after you register. So that puts you've got the front end of the library modules. So you've got critical thinking, you've got the neuromuscular physiology review. So I'm breaking down all the physiology of what you're going to be working on and what you're going to be applying when you come to lab weekend. You'll have all that. You'll have the beginnings of how to do the screen. You'll have the beginnings of our vocabulary, the terminology that we use, since it's going to be a little bit different than conventional PT. So you'll have all that on the front end. So when you come to lab weekend, if you come to lab weekend 2 months after you register, you hit lab weekend and you know what's going on. Anytime after that, fantastic. I highly suggest that you try to get lab weekend done between 2 months and 4 months after registration. So that way at the end, if you do it 4 months after, you get to lab weekend right at the end of all the modules. You have all the modules, hit the lab weekend so everything's still fresh in your mind and you start applying that before what you learned in modules 1 and 2 start to fade away. So we want to start to apply that stuff as soon as we can. Next question is, what if I can't get to lab? I want to get in now, but I can't get to lab weekend in the next 4 months. What happens? So you have an open window to get lab weekend done. So if you can't get it done in the first 4 months, it's not like it expires and you're not allowed to come in. So if you've got something going on, or if you've got lab weekend scheduled for 4 months after you register and all of a sudden you have some life catastrophe happens and you have to push it off, no problem. You can push it off. You've got leeway after 4 months to still get that done. But you got to get it done within 6 months of ending lab weekend. Okay, so don't take forever, because then you're going to, like I said, you're going to start losing what you learned in the modules. What happens after the shift? Well, what happens after the shift is you have a choice. You can either be done with the shift, you got lab weekend done, you think you got it all, which you won't. My hope is that you have 60% of it nailed down. You can stop. You can stop your Zoom calls. You can lose your video library. You can lose communication with me and try to go out there and apply the 180 system on your own with no support from a community, no support from your mentor, and no support from your video library. People that do that usually fade away and disappear, and they're gone, and they just wasted 4 months and roughly $6,000. The people that get good stay in Memberships Pro. So after your 4 months, you have the opportunity to get in Memberships Pro, which is the video library that you had going through the shift, plus 40 more videos, plus you maintain your 2 Zoom calls per month, which are critical because that's your access to me and the rest of your community live, answering your questions, going through case studies, talking about what you're seeing in the clinic in real life. So you get all that stuff, and you also get the opportunity to come back and redo lab weekend, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. The people that are fantastic at 180, crush it, do a good job, open their own clinics, are extremely successful, implementing all this stuff, come back and redo lab weekend roughly 6 months to 12 months after they did it the first time. Those are the people that get to be elite at 180. Okay, so